Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today an unboxing of an old game, the second in the series of a Martin Wallace game. This game actually by Martin and Coleman Charlton, part of the American Civil War 61-65 series. Clash of Wills, Shiloh 1862, following Test of Fire, Bull Run 1861, which I also have. Unfortunately, they didn't make any more, as far as I'm aware, in this series, and I actually quite like them. I've had a game of Test of Fire, which was very much the base game system. This one has come out, adding some extra elements, and I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Yes, there are a few things that perhaps could have been done slightly differently, but overall I think for a light war game, playable in about an hour to an hour and a half, it offers some strategy, some tactics, some friction, and a pleasant experience, and is a perfect game for introducing new people into the hobby as well. So let's show you a little bit about this. As you can see, beautiful artwork. I think this artwork, if I remember rightly, is by the American artist Daniel Troiani. I've got one of his books somewhere with some amazing American Civil War artwork, and as you can see, beautifully put onto the front of the box. It's quite a deep box, but it's not too big. And on the back, you can see there, it's for 10 years plus, playable 60 minutes, I'd say slightly longer, but 60 to 90 minutes, 2 players. What you get here is a fourfold fully mounted colour map, which is beautiful. I'll show you that in a moment. The command action cards, order displays, 12 dice, 2 counter sheets, and the rules. And you can get a flavour of some of the components and the quality of the components here. I bought this game second hand, but it's unpunched, so I thought it would be a good game to do an unboxing of. Just going to show you kind of what you get here. The rules, really nicely set out, as often is the case. They run to 16 pages, although the back page is more an aide-memoire, and then you've got some pages explaining the cards that are used in the game and some optional rules as well. So the actual game itself is probably about 12 pages of rules, full colour, lots of examples of play. It's really nicely produced from that point of view, very easy to follow. And at the beginning there you got a bit about components and setting up the game as well, so very good. The counters in the game, for me, probably is the one area that gets some question marks from a number of people, me included. This is an old game at the end of the day, so things have moved on, but the counters are quite big, as you can see there. And the artwork is pretty much all the same. The second game, this game does have some extra bits in it. So you have got cavalry, V means veteran and normal. You've also got, which is on this one here, gunboats, which again is quite interesting from that point of view. So there are some extra elements. You've got your commanders, but what you find is you have a lot of these counters stacked on the map. Often you can't necessarily read what's going on the map for terrain and things like that. So although the counter quality is good in terms of durability, its thickness, the artwork is okay, but it would have been nice to have had either smaller, thicker set counters like your Blue Panther types, or standees, or maybe another way of representing units, maybe blocks or something like that. These are what are the main mechanic of the game, what drives the game. So you will roll a number of dice, allocate them, and this will enable you to make certain actions in the turn. What I like about this one is this is actually played over 2 days. So you've got a day 1 side, and you've also got a day 2 side when things change slightly. So that's quite interesting as well. As you can see, the counters punch very well. They're not going to be a problem there to get out at all. Let's just show you some of the map. So let's just zoom that out slightly. What I'm going to do is just raise my tripod a little bit so you can see this a little bit easier. Hopefully you'll get a slightly better view of the map this way. There we go. How about that? That's the whole map. So it's a good size map, but it's not too big. This has got a very dark, moody kind of layout compared with the Bull Run one. Obviously there's a lot more forests, and as you see it slightly higher up, you can start to pick out the key terrain. So you've got hills, you've got rivers, like the Tennessee River down here where the gunboats can operate. You've got roads, so this actually was a creek rather than a river. And then you've got some of the key objective areas, so the road to Corinth and Pittsburgh Landing. And you'll see here these little boxes indicate starting points for the various forces, and then these numbers represent the impact of terrain on movement of troops. So crossing points, if they're contested you can move less over, if they're not you can move slightly more. There are benefits to being on hills, and this was the point with the counters. So if you take one counter, as you can see there, they're quite big. You get a number of units in a quadrant, suddenly you can't see what's underneath, and you're forever moving counters to read the information underneath of what is a beautiful map. So that's the map. We've got some very good quality dice, grey and blue, very appropriate. Nothing wrong with those at all. It is a bit of a dice fest at times, but again, I've read that the second game not quite so much so. Taken some of the, simplified some of the mechanics, which makes it a little bit more effective. And then you've got these cards which you accumulate throughout the game through the dice. Sometimes you can pick up extra cards or from the leaders, and the cards, you can have a maximum holding of 5 cards, and what they will allow you to do is additional functions in the turn. So this increases the impact of artillery fire. You've got musketry fire or combat effectiveness, friendly fire, being able to cancel retreats on your troops, so it sort of holds the ground, being able to discard an opponent's dice when they roll, morale checks, withdrawals, and various other bits and pieces. So quite a lot in there as well. But that's the game. Hopefully you got a bit of a flavour of how it works and a bit of a flavour of the component quality. That's Clash of Wills Shiloh 1862. Hope you've enjoyed this short introduction, and look forward to seeing you all again soon.